Hi, everyone. This is Jackie Cooper with Crypto Mom 2 and the Blockchain Legal Institute. I want to welcome everyone back to this episode and definitely remind everyone to like and subscribe because there are many wonderful conversations that are in the queue, and I do not want you to miss out on anything. Today, I have a wonderful conversation that everyone needs to be listening to, especially if you're an attorney. And especially if you need continuing legal education, because as we all do in our profession, we always need to stay up to date. And for those that are involved in the blockchain world, we especially need to stay up to date with what's going on because it's evolving so fast. And the guest that I have on today, Eric Guthrie, is, as myself, an attorney within the bar within DC. And he is an expert in this area, and his practice is in this area, and he's very knowledgeable. He's written a number of books, and the DC Bar feels comfortable enough to have him host a blockchain law class. So, and we are privileged within the Blockchain Legal Institute to be able to offer that as well through our educational academy. So I do want to mention that as we talk about this class, it is continuing legal education credits through the DC Bar. But if you do reach out to Eric or myself and you share that you've heard about this class, and he teaches it more than once throughout the year, that you've heard about it through the Blockchain Legal Institute, there is a discount that you need to go directly through us in order to enjoy. So I know that this information is going to be staying on our YouTube forever. So, again, from that perspective, you might hear about this class after the January class, but don't worry, there's more classes coming. Just reach out and we'll tell you what the new calendar is, and that way you can enjoy the benefit of his wisdom and what's going on currently in the blockchain space. So, Eric, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well, Jackie. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'm really excited. It's always a pleasure to speak with you and to share what you're doing because you're constantly moving around the globe at different conferences and teaching. And, again, sometimes we see each other more on Zoom than in person. So, I want you to share a little bit about your background before we go into the details of the class. And I know you're wearing one of your books, but Blockchain or Die, which I love. I love. And that's one of the textbooks, guys. So why don't you share a little bit more about how you came into this area, why you think it's so important for lawyers to take your class?
So thank you, Jackie. I'm Eric Guthrie, as Jackie was saying. I'm an attorney in the crypto and blockchain space, and I've been practicing law for about more than 25 years, but I got involved very heavily in the blockchain space early on. And here's why. When I learned about it, I realized this was a paradigm shifting event for our generation. Every generation has a paradigm shifting event. The last one was the internet, and that was back in the late 1990s, early 2000s, and that changed everything. Well, this is changing everything again. I missed that paradigm shift. I was not going to miss this one. So when I first learned about Bitcoin and Ethereum and other cryptocurrencies in the 2017 timeframe, I researched for 3 days straight. I didn't sleep. I didn't eat. I was really just pouring everything, my heart and my soul into this. And after 3 days, I said, you know what? I'm in. I'm not just in financially, but I'm going to make this part of my professional portfolio, which means, legally speaking, writing books, because I already have 2 books out right now. I'm working on the third book, which is another blockchain or die, and going on a speaking circuit and doing consulting. And it was really a blessing because, especially back then, so few people were really engaged in that space. It created a lot of opportunity. And so few people had written books about it at that point in time. It also created even more opportunities. But now let's jump to the legal side. At that point in time, there was so many things happening in this space. The legalities were much more uncertain than certain. Legislation didn't exist, regulation didn't exist. SEC, CFTC, Treasury didn't know about it and then didn't know how to regulate it. Well, now they're catching up. And as lawyers, we have to know how to advise our clients on how to deal with the regulations, either proactively or retroactively. Not to mention, lately there's been some very high profile cryptocurrency cases, with Binance and FTX and those CEOs, one pleading guilty, another being found guilty. And there's billions of dollars at stake. We need attorneys that know this information so they can represent their clients in a very professional and responsible way. So my class gives you that information. I'm gonna pause there and see, Jackie, if you have any questions for me, because I could keep going, but I'm gonna reel it back in for a second, reel back in the enthusiasm, and
I,
give you back
I,
the driver's seat.
I appreciate that only because I agree with you. There is a need to know, and there's a need to know both for those attorneys that are new to the field as well as those that are have someone come through their door and say, I'm curious about this. Tell me more. What should I do? Is blockchain something for me? Or, Web3, whatever. And so I'm going to share a screen in terms of what's on the DC bar. So that way we can kind of go down some of the bullet points and you can kind of share why you think that these bullet points people need to know. Now, the other thing that I might say is that this information is pretty deep. So, your class is not a short class, it's a few days. So, do you want to explain why you decided on a 2-day class? Because I think that that's really important for them to understand.
So the class is 2 half days. It's from 11 to 3, 11 a.m., 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time
Mhm.
on January 18th and 19th.
Right.
The DC bar asked me to split it into 2 days because they felt a full day would be too much overload for the attendees. I have done full day sessions before, but in deference to their request, I am doing 2 half days. So it's around lunchtime, so hopefully you can take an extended lunch and attend the course from Thursday to Friday from 11 p.m. So I should say 11 a.m., not p.m. I have to call the bar about that.
Yeah.
11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Now, this is really, I pack a lot of information in there. And here's why. Because this course is not designed to teach you everything about blockchain technology and legalities and the legal precedents and contract work and jurisdiction issues, because that would take entire courses. What it's designed to do is to give you a start, if you will, of the information and give you what we know in the legal field called issue spotting, how to find the issues and how to take next steps on the issues. Some of the issues are still forming. Some of the issues are just now, you know, being taken to court. So the legal precedence is not there, but the list that you show has everything from the introduction, which I give you a brief introduction of what it is and a brief review of blockchain technology basics, just to make sure that we're on the same page. And then I go into legal systems. Legal systems basically covers, whether it's regulatory, whether it's business slash contractual, whether it's litigation, how these systems are being impacted by blockchain technology. And then I jump into some of the more specific issues. Smart contracts. Is a contract a legal document? I'll answer that question during the course. Jurisdiction issues. Where do you sue? Or where can your clients be sued from? If you're a virtual organization with a cryptocurrency or blockchain that is in no state or in no specific country, what's the jurisdiction? So a lot of these issues are covered in my course, and I even have one very big homework assignment that gives you some immediate experience in how to view blockchain technology and the legal industry. The final module, which attorneys usually love, is how you can build a blockchain business, a blockchain legal business. And they love that because they don't know how to do it, but I've done it. And Jackie, you're doing it, right? So there's ways to do it that provide some more clientele exposure, that provide, more resources. There's ways you can do it that will be more successful for you than doing it other ways. And you're learning from experience from people like us because, we're doing it. I get calls from clients weekly, and I get asked by attorneys, how are you doing this? How are you actually creating a cryptocurrency blockchain legal business? I tell my course and I'll tell you.
And it's like every other business too. You definitely have to know how to develop the clients, how to screen the clients, and then how to service the clients. So, because when a client walks in the door, you might not have all the answers, but you at least need to know where to go for the resources because again, every client is a little bit different. And that's why, taking a class like this, and I would say probably more than once, only because of the fact that, what you learn today, you're going to need, it's like that aha moment. And then you take the class again and you realize, oh, that's what I should have remembered way back.
Well, not just that, this space is evolving. When
Yes,
I taught this course, I think initially for the first time 2 or 3 years ago, NFTs were not in the course. Well, guess what? NFTs are now very heavy in the course because that's a huge issue. And with NFTs now has a bunch of legal ramifications, copyright law, trademark law, various other types of, programming legal issues that are all part of it. When you own an NFT, what do you own? People don't know that. So also, now that's intellectual property law, right? So there's a lot of legal issues that are continuing to evolve every year, really even more often than that. And taking this course on a regular basis will probably keep you updated on those legal issues.
I agree with you. And that's one of the reasons why I was excited and that you are teaching this class again, but also that we can offer it through the Blockchain Legal Institute, because I know that for a lot of the members who are new to this area, and you do not necessarily, correct me if I'm wrong, you don't necessarily need to be an attorney, even though you do get CLE credits to take this class. If you simply want to take this class for information, can you also take this class?
I'm so glad you asked that question. Yes, you can. It's not just for lawyers.
Yeah,
You could be a legal professional. You could
yeah.
be a paralegal. You can be a legislator. You can be in a regulatory field. You don't have to be an attorney. Or you can be a business person that just wants to understand the legal
Compliance.
landscape of what you're getting into.
Exactly right. Because again, like you said, there's so much here to unpack. And it's important for the business person who's starting a business to be able to know how to hire their attorney and to have the same language or at least knowledge base. So that way, if their attorney is speaking to them about certain terminology, that they actually can converse and say, well, that sounds right, or maybe that doesn't sound right. So again, we need professionals across the board, CPAs, lawyers, business people, to all have the same vocabulary knowledge. So any last minute thoughts that you want to share? Because I know that this will be posted within Blockchain Legal Institute. So under our CLE and continuing education area, everyone can go and also reach back out for the discount. But you're doing a lot of things in the community. So anything else you want to share?
I'll share this, because some people may come to my class and not have the basics of blockchain technology. I am going to do a crash course, a Zoom crash course with 90 minutes on January 11th from 6 to 7:30, and that's free. So you can come attend that, and in that crash course, I'll teach you enough of the lingo and information, if you don't already have it, to be able to come to the legal course with at least that foundational knowledge under your belt. And then hopefully you can expand upon that in the legal course. So January 11th, from 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. BLI will have the information and they can share it with you. And I look forward to seeing you on the 11th and then hopefully again on the 18th and 19th.
One other thing that I will share with everyone again, you might see this before the classes in January, you might see this after the classes in January. Reach out to myself through BLI, so that way we can get you the new schedule of when Eric is offering this class, because again, it happens throughout the year. And I don't want you to miss it simply because of your scrolling down and not seeing this in January. So definitely reach out. So Eric, thank you so much. I know this is one of many conversations that we've had and will be having. And I look forward to attending your class as well, because again, it's nice to be able to teach the class, but it's also nice to be able to observe and listen and learn at the same time. So thank you so much for being on. Everyone, as I always say at the end of all my conversations, be kind to yourself, be kind to others. We're all part of one world and so interconnected, especially now. Have a great day, guys.